Welcome to Tweedle Dive. I will read a horror story from Reddit, but before I tell you the story, please click the subscribe button to support me. Thanks. So the story called, Don't Ride Dirt Roads After Midnight. I live in a small town. It's so small that everyone knows each other and there's absolutely nothing to do. In my early 20s, my boyfriend back then, 23M, and I back then, 21F, would ride back roads and sometimes this old dirt road that lead up a mountain called Treat Mountain. We did often on weekends and the rides were mostly nice. We just went to the gas station, grabbed a Red Bull and a quick snack and a pack of cigarettes while filling up the tank, and we would just ride until we got tired. We talked and listened to music the entire time. It was really a really peaceful date, one of our favorites to go on. Just a note, Treat Mountain was once famous for being really rough. A bunch of crackheads and hillbillies lived there as well as a large dog fighting ring. It's been shut down now though. My boyfriend lived at the base of that mountain, so he knew it well. As scary as it was really pretty to drive up on a clear night because you could see millions of stars. I love stars. Treat Mountain was where I saw my very first shooting star, so it was always kind of magical to me. My boyfriend was a big dude who always carried a gun and a rifle in the truck with him, so I never really felt unsafe while riding with him either. So, of course, we would often ride Treat Mountain on the weekends. One night, I remember it was a full moon and the sky was clear. As you can imagine, it was beautiful. The perfect night to ride up the mountain and stargaze. My boyfriend had bought me a telescope extension for my phone camera and I couldn't wait to try it out. About an hour into our ride, we came up on about the third clearing. Just nothing but flat dirt on either side of us. The dirt ride divided into 3 paths and we always took the path to the right, but that particular night, we took the path in the center because that's the path that leads to the top of the mountain and that's where you got the best view of the stars. We've only taken the center path a few times because it's really narrow and creepy and I really didn't like it, but it was worth it for the clear and pretty nights. I usually just closed my hands and held my boyfriend's hand. That night, I kept my eyes open. After about 10 minutes of driving, we stop. It was silent. Not even a fucking cricket was chirping as they usually do. We both got a sinking feeling in our gut, but we brushed it off and kept going. A couple minutes later, we stop again. A white circle with an upside-down star had been spray-painted on the ground. A dog was tied up and in the center of it, screaming for his life through his duct-taped muzzle. He was covered in a strange black sludge that I assume was blood.
Stay in the truck and lock your door.
My boyfriend handed me a spare 9mm that he kept in the center console as he grabbed his 45mm from under his seat. He got out of the truck with his gun cocked and pocket knife out. I watched in terror as my boyfriend pulled the duct tape off of the dog's muzzle. Thankfully, the dog had wiggled it loose enough for my boyfriend to just slip him right of it and begin to cut the rope that bounding the dog's paws. My boyfriend always kept his knives nice and sharp, so thankfully that didn't take long either. It took about 3 minutes total for my boyfriend to free the dog and run back to the truck. He tried to catch the dog and take it down the mountain with us, but the poor thing sped off in the woods. After my boyfriend got back in the truck, he slammed his truck door and locked it. He took my gun from me, locking it back in the center console, but he kept his in reach, just in case.
We are getting the hell out of here,
he said to me as he started to put the truck in reverse. I screamed as I couldn't help but stare out of the windshield. A large group, I really didn't count them, but there were too many for my liking of cloaked individuals came walking out of the woods and into the circle. One of them was holding a large knife, let's call it a dagger, because that's what it looked like and it was huge, and another was holding a walkie-talkie and began talking into it. They didn't follow us, but they stared as my boyfriend put the truck in reverse and drove away. It was the fastest I had ever seen someone drive in reverse. We make it halfway back to the clearing where the 3 paths begin and we see more of them, another one holding a walkie-talkie and 2 hold canes. One started running for us, but he backed off when he realized my boyfriend did not give a shit if he ran him over or not. Once the guy made it out of the way of the truck, he started picking up rocks and throwing them at us. One rock even made a small crack in my boyfriend's windshield. It's still there to this day, 7 years later. We finally made it to the clearing where my boyfriend could turn around, slung us around, and drive the hell off the mountain. We never saw another cloaked individual again, and none of them looked familiar. To this day, neither of us have ever been back on that mountain. We've told a few people this story, and a couple people have reported similar incidents, but never one as intense as ours. We never saw the dog again, but I hope he got away. I hate driving back roads now, especially at night. That is the end of the story. Please tell me about your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you like this video, please click like. Also click subscribe button and turn on the bell notification if you want to get notifications about the latest videos from Tweedle Dive. Bye.